You're listening to the Sound Creator Podcast, the show that brings you deep diving analysis and conversations covering my world of field recordings, sound design, and sound effects. I'm Cedric Black, your host. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up. And most of all, thank you for listening. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Sound Creator Podcast. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. In other words, ASMR. So I have my book. I purchased a book. It's been a while ago. So the definition is a tingly feeling that begins in the head or the scalp and is caused by recognizable sounds that we hear every day and results in a deep feeling of relaxation. So, when I saw this book, the cover art of the book caught my attention, and I'd never heard of ASMR. The term anyway, I had never heard. Maybe it's been a year now since I first discovered it. So, like most people, I guess, or for me at least, for sure, when I hear something, the first place that I go to is YouTube to see if there's a video on it. And 100% of the time, there's always a video on it. So, found the video, and like everything else, there's just a rabbit hole. You just continue to find more and more videos, and I saw people creating sounds with a microphone and fingernail scratching across a board, there's just so many layers to ASMR and to this art form. I was just shocked. I've never heard of that. I'm sure that I've heard it, but didn't know what I was listening to. Disclaimer, I definitely do not consider myself an ASMR artist or producer, but these are sounds that's created, and when it's a sound, I'm all over it. So I continue to dive deep and just to learn more about this unheard of phenomenon. I'm sure that it's heard of by a particular community, but I was shocked and amazed. I've never heard of this art form. And the more videos I watched, the more amazed that I was I was more amazed at what these artists were actually using to produce these. They call them brain tingles, the brain tingling sensation. I just thought it was great. So I dived into it, and of course, I created the sound. I jumped into it and tried it myself. I'm not saying that what I produced is an ASMR art, but it's sound that I create. It's more sound designs that I have created, and I'll play it. I won't play the entire. It's about just I chose one of the clips that I did create, and it was probably 3.5 minutes. So I won't play that, but I did shorten it down to about 30 seconds just for the show. So if you don't have your headphones, it's a little bit lower than my traditional sounds that I've been playing for the show. But wearing your headphones, I found that you do hear special details that's happening, and I won't spoil it. I'll go ahead and play the sound, and we'll come back and talk about it. But I just thought that this ASMR art form itself was just so special, so unique. So here's the sound. If you're not wearing your headphones, I recommend it. If not, it's okay, but I'll go ahead and play the sound. Come back and discuss it a little bit. Okay, that was really unique sound. It's simple, and well, first off, you already know what the sound is, but just in case you don't, I used just two just regular toothbrushes, nothing special. But what I did do is my microphone technique is I use my mid-side microphone. I have several. This microphone, it's able to record everything in the middle. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous episodes, that I could record a sound that's straight up the middle and also the side, so that covers both our left and right ears. It's supposed to give you a more of a surrounded full spectrum of the sound. So I did use a mid-side microphone. So and when I'm listening to it, I do hear the sound rotating to both sides of my ear. I don't know if I get a brain tingle. I think that I can see where, because I could understand why they say that it's associated with brain tingling. So I think it's more of the frequencies in the sound that triggers a specific function in our brain to well, not the specific function, but a specific it triggers a specific sensation, because frequencies do affect our brain, which triggers feelings in our bodies, I believe. Well, it's not that I believe it. I think that it is true, because studies have shown that. So the ASMR, and I think and it's also the repetition, the tempo of it is nothing really fast. This is slow pace. In this sound, although I'm using just two regular dollar store toothbrushes, I did make sure that I rotated the brush around the microphone at a slower tempo, to try to pick up a little bit, try to pick up a lot of the higher frequency nuances that occur. I feel like I did capture those things when I hear it, because I played it, I listened before I even started the show. Maybe 2 days ago, I had something else planned for the show, for the sound that I wanted to introduce and discuss. So maybe I'll do that one next week. But I was listening to I was just going through some of my files, and I saw my ASMR folder, and I listened to that, and the light bulb just went up in my head and said, this would be something great. I don't think many people know what this is. I know that there's a community that does, but it's not something that you hear about often. So if anything, I'm hopefully I can this episode here is introducing this to someone who's never heard of that, even if it's just one person, because I was one person that never heard of it before. Now I understand it. Will I continue creating ASMR sounds? I'm not sure. I create sounds all the time, every single day, but I think it's great. And for those that do create these sounds, those that are ASMR artists, my hat's off to you. Great work. I'm not an artist in that field, so I can't speak. I won't speak professionally about it. I'm not a seasoned ASMR producer or anything like that. But if anything, I'm just glad. I'm happy to introduce it to you guys on this show. Share it with you the way that I discovered it. So I will play it one more time before we get out of here. I think last week I had that. I was suffering from tongue twisting, and it's back again. Maybe it's still early morning. I try to record the shows as early as I can because birds start singing outside. Traffic gets a little bit louder, so this is the quietest time of the day for me. And if it doesn't work, I may have to switch till later at night. But right now, so far so good. So enough of that. Here's the sound again, and we'll come back and close out. I actually like it. Um, it does something for me. It's just those sounds are unique. I mean, we hear them all the time. I hear toothbrushes, but we use them every day, but we don't really pay attention to the sound. That there's just sound in everything. Everything in this world is an entire jukebox. So me as a sound designer, my job is to experience all these sounds in the world that we can create or that I can create. So glad you guys showed up this week. ASMR is something that I'll probably continue to look into. I'm not sure. Yeah, I will probably do more of that. I don't know to what extent, but it's really exciting. I'm interested in it, so I'll probably continue to explore that, and hopefully it triggers something in one of you guys that's listening to maybe explore it yourself. Let me know what you think. Until next time, see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and a review. To catch all the latest from me, you can follow me on Instagram @saidblack or via my website at cedricblack.com. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.